Yo, welcome back to another video. We are in the Great League Remix, and let's see what team we're going to be running with today. So let's try out the team with Annihilape paired with the Shadow Feraligatr and the Magnezone. So we got a mirror matchup here. This is going to come down to who's going to shield, who's going to bait. The classic mirror match. Who's going to be able to win CAP ties. We're going to shield here. Ends up being the Shadow Ball, so that was a great shield by us. We're going to go for this Ice Punch bait. We do get the shield, which is great. And now we're going to see if they're going to be throwing their move on, or is they going to shield, or are they going to let this go? We're going to go for the Shadow Ball here. They do end up double shielding. So we basically are just going to double shield as well. They go for double Shadow Balls right there. Now we're going to force them to switch up. They go into their Steelix. We have a Feraligatr for this situation. They're going to go for a Psychic Feint here to chip away at the Feraligatr, but then we're going to just over farm and go to 2 Hydro Cannons. 1 Hydro Cannon gets fired up. Does it take it out? Yes, it does. Now we have energy on our Feraligatr to throw to whatever comes back in. Most likely it's going to be the Annihilape. Yep, the Annihilape comes back in. We're going to throw this Hydro Cannon immediately. It barely doesn't take it out, but the ensuing Shadow Claw does take out the Annihilape. Now we have free information on what they have in the back. Ends up being the Dugong, and this is all but over because this Magnezone does have the Wild Charge, and it's going to go boom! One shot. So that's a GG's. Good play by us, winning that lead and able to shield the correct Shadow Balls, because if we didn't have that Shadow Ball shielded, it would have been tough to take out that Annihilape with our backline. So we're going to make a slight adjustment. Instead of using the regular Magnezone, let's try out the Shadow Magnezone. Here we have not a great matchup here. This Gligar is going to be able to dominate that Annihilape. We switch out into the Feraligatr. They have a Dugong for this, but watch how spammy this Feraligatr is. Able to get to 1 crunch, and now we're going to let our first shield go through, and then we're going to be able to get to another crunch here. This is certainly going to get a shield if they want to maintain the switch. Okay, then our opponent here does end up throwing another move. So we're going to actually just double shield here and look for the farm down. So Shadow Feraligatr able to take out that Dugong is quite amazing. So now we have a ton of energy on our Feraligatr. We go for the Hydro Cannon bait. No shield on our opponent. Even though we revealed Crunch, they still did not believe us. So then we can just go for the Crunch here to do some good damage. And now we're forcing out them to use some energy. We're going to catch a Surf onto our Magnezone. And then our opponent here is going to go right into their Gligar. The Gligar here is going to be able to throw a Dig to take out our Magnezone really easily. Here we have to basically get their last shield somehow. We're going to try to get to this Ice Puncher. We are going to have to tank an Aero Ace. This Aero Ace will hurt, but I think we survive it. Okay, we do survive the Aero Ace, which is great. This is going to get a shield most likely, unless they don't believe us. Okay, they do end up shielding him. Now we're going to go immediately into our Feraligatr for a Hydro Cannon. Shadow Hydro Cannon does take out the Gligar, so GG's to our opponent, because we are able to farm down that Jellicent with our Feraligatr. So nice play by us, using the Feraligatr to perfection, flipping the switch, getting that Gligar out of the way, and basically closing the game. The Shadow Feraligatr coming in clutch. Here we go again. We got the Mirror Annihilape. This is going to be all about who can show the correct moves here. Our opponent does end up throwing a potential Shadow Ball. We're going to shield here. Ends up being the Night Slash, so we did get baited, unfortunately. But now we know that they have Night Slash, so we're going to go for this Ice Punch bait. They do end up shielding as well. And now we have we try to catch right there, but unfortunately, they were able to get to another move. We're going to let this one go, and we're going to hope that Feraligatr here can win us the game. They actually switch out as soon as we switch out into their Empoleon. We're going to shield here for a potential farm down. We did get 1 extra Volt Switch that went through, so that guarantees that we're going to be able to farm it down. Now we're going to anticipate the Annihilape to come back in. So we fire off 1 Wild Charge here. This is going to get a shield or big damage. Okay, it does end up being the shield, but we do have 2 Wild Charges because we were able to farm down that Empoleon. So this is going to take out the Annihilape. Good thing we don't have to deal with that anymore. And now we have this Oh, Greninja, unfortunately, is going to be able to outpace. Let's see if we can get a couple of Hydro Cannons to go through. One Night Slash does some huge damage. We're gonna have to go for one Hydro Cannon right here. Ooh, not quite enough, and we're gonna get outpaced. So GG's to our opponent. Our own Magnezone didn't quite do enough damage onto the Greninja for us to win with that Feraligatr. It still did its best because we did take out the Annihilape, and we did farm down that Empoleon, so couldn't put everything onto the Magnezone right there. All right, here we have a decent matchup. We are doing some good fast move pressure. You can see they are close to the yellow already, while we are just barely into the yellow after one move. Here we're going to go for the Ice Punch here, gets it into the red, and if we shield, we can win this lead, or if not, we just let it go. Ends up being the Aqua Tail, and now we're looking to get a farm down with our Feraligatr. We think the farm down Feraligatr is more valuable, and that is indeed the case because they come back in with their Dugong. We showed this earlier. Energy with the Feraligatr is going to be able to beat this Dugong if we decide to do so. So they actually end up shielding, which is interesting because typically you don't have Dugong shielding. So maybe this Feraligatr is very good against their backline. Let's find out. So we're going to throw this Crunch on good timing here. This is going to force them to shield or let this go. Okay, so they decided to let it go, and they end up having the Golbat in the bag. So this is going to be a problem for them because we're going to basically force them to use some energy or use their last shield. So they go for the last shield. We're going to switch out immediately, and we're going to shield a potential Shadow Ball, and we do end up shielding correct move. And you can see right here, these Volt Switches are absolutely deleting that Golbat, and we are able to win that game right there. So GG's to our opponent. The combination of Feraligatr and that Magnezone clutching up at the end. Next game, let's see. We got the Annihilape versus Poliwrath. So pretty good lead for us. They're going to stay in for now, and we're going to just allow them to throw this first move because we can tank it, and we do tank the Scold. We do get the debuff. So now we're going to see if they're going to decide to keep alignment or they're going to invest a shield. We do get them to shield once, and now we're going to catch a move onto a Feraligatr. Ends up being the Icy Wind, so it would have been a bait anyways. So we do catch the Icy Wind onto our Feraligatr, which is okay. We're going to use this Feraligatr now to just chip away at this Toxapex. We're going to try to get to another Crunch. We do get to another Crunch, so this is good chip damage. And these Shadow Claws are still adding up, so we'll take all this damage. We do get the debuff and the CAP, so this is pretty good. Now we have a decision to make. What do we think they have in the bag? They so far have double water, anticipating some kind of anti-water weakness in the back. So here we're going to come in with our Magnezone, and then we're going to show the first Brine. Okay, ends up being the Turtonator. Turtonator here is going to be very good against our Magnezone. We're going to throw one Wild Charge and switch out, and then we're going to throw this Shadow Ball as soon as we get that other shield. Does it take it out? No, it doesn't. Oh, this is going to be brutal because now they're going to be able to farm us down, I think, but we're trying our best to farm them down. No, unfortunately, we're not going to have enough health to win this because they still have two Pokemon. We have to invest some energy onto whatever comes in. Poliwrath decides to come back in here, and we do take it out, but because we are debuffed, all they have to do is just get to one fast move. So GG's to our opponent. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.